Hey everyone, it's Apana here, back with an updated tutorial on how to recover old save files. So I know I did one way back then, but this alternative way is so much easier. It's 100% hassle-free, and it's all thanks to the creator of The Sims. So I was really taken back that they even added this feature, since I did not expect it at all, but it's a really good addition, especially for those who spend countless hours playing or building, and then the next second you may have overwritten the file by accident. Even when you think that you don't need this feature, but accidents do happen, I'm sure a majority of us will agree. So before we jump into this tutorial, I just want to take this chance and say how thankful I am for all the positive comments and feedback from the last tutorial, and I'm just really glad it did help a handful of you guys and that tutorial was just not wasted. Alright, so I'm really excited to share this with you, so let's just dive right in. So first off, you just gotta make sure your game is up to date. I believe this feature was added in with the last update or the previous update, but regardless, if your game is up to date, you will have this feature. And for those who play every day, you probably already noticed this, but for those who don't, I'm glad I'm the first one to tell you. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to load game. So right away you'll notice the pop-up is very different from before. It used to be just a list, no pictures. Now we actually get a preview of the household that is attached to those save files, which is very handy, especially for people like me who have like tons of save file and you tend to forget your really old ones, and now you get to see at least which household is attached to which file. So let me just show you for an example. So these 8 pictures of the household, I did load them up, I saved them, hence why they're showing up. But if you don't actually go back into your old save file and just resave the game, it won't show any picture, it'll just show like a default household picture. So for the sake of this tutorial, let's actually jump into one of the save files. So I'm gonna go into build 2. All you gotta do is load it up, save it. You don't need to make any adjustments. So like so, exit back to the main menu, and then once you hit upload game again, you'll see that there we go, we have a picture of the household. Alright, so I did create a save file sole purpose for this tutorial. I named it under test, and then if you look at the bottom 2 icons, of course you have load, and then you have the recover save. So this is very similar to my previous tutorial. Instead of having to jump into your save file folder in The Sims, you get to do this in-game, which is so much more convenient, and it will show only max 5 last save points. Just like in the last tutorial, only shows 5, nothing more than that. So if you want to backtrack more than 5, unfortunately you cannot. Alright, so the top being the newest, the bottom being the oldest. Of course you can tell by the timestamps or the date, but for me, like I said, I just created this, so everything is pretty much the same date, but at least I have a different timestamp to show you the difference of each save files. Alright, so let's just load up the game. So when I click load, it will load up the first one, which is the newest one, the latest one. So let's just jump right in, and then we'll go backtrack as we go along. So here is the first save file. You'll notice I placed some objects, so you can tell the difference as we backtrack. It will disappear one by one. Alright, so this is the first one. Let's go back to the main menu. So now you will click recover save, and let's just backtrack 1 minute, and then once you click on that, click on the recover icon, it will ask you, recovering this save file will create a new game save slot with the word recovered appended to the end of the name. So of course we're gonna accept. So pretty much the game extracted that save file, creating a new file for you to play. So we're gonna just jump right in, and you will see the difference, of course, given of the objects that will disappear. So here we are at this first save file, and right away you'll notice at first I have 5 objects, now there's only 3, so 2 disappeared, and we'll do 1 more recover for the sake of this tutorial. So let's hop back to the main menu. Alright, now let's go back 1 minute and recover the second save file. It'll ask you the same question, click yes, and then as you can see it'll say recovered. So let's jump into this one. And bam! Another object disappears. So now you kind of get the gist of how this recovering works. It's pretty much the same thing as my last tutorial without, like I said, the hassle of jumping back and forth between the game and the save folder in your Sims 4. So now you can do all this within the game. And one last note before I end this tutorial, let's go back to the main menu. So coming back to the screen, sometimes when you recover these files and it's not the one you want and you click delete, it will sometimes pop up this question where it says, warning, this is a current save file. If this is deleted, the main menu may need to be reloaded. So once you click OK and you actually close this pop-up screen, this will happen. Don't worry. It's not a glitch, nothing is wrong, it's just simply the game is refreshing that you deleted a recover save file. But sometimes when you delete, it won't give you this warning. It'll just say, are you sure you want to delete it? And it may not need to refresh. So, sometimes you're not sure, you're probably freaking out thinking, is my game glitching? It's not, that's just what happens. And then also one last note before we end this tutorial, just FYI, if you actually delete these save files, not a recover, just a regular save file, or if you go into recover save and you delete any one of these, I don't think there is a way to retrieve it. I did double check within the folder of The Sims in the save file folder. I don't see an option to recover, so you have to be really careful. If you delete it, it could or more than likely will be gone forever. So just FYI. Better yet, just don't even touch this. It's not going to affect you. The recover saves is just a backlog. It won't affect you. But if you want to actually delete certain save files, just make sure you really don't want it, because I don't think there is a way to retrieve it. So that concludes this whole tutorial. It is a quick one, but thumbs up if you found this to be very useful, and let me know in the comments below if you want me to create another tutorial that you guys really need help with. I will try my best to create that video for you. And if you already knew this feature, high five to you guys figuring it out on your own. But like always, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to comment, rate, or subscribe if you haven't already, because you're not going to regret it. And I will talk to you guys in my next video.